Hey everyone, on today's episode, it's the Red Twigged Dogwood tree. Hey everyone, welcome to Dave's Bonsai. In the sense that I have a branch that splits into two shoots in here, so I'm probably going to cut this thing off right about here this fall. I've taken my knob cutter and I've gotten rid of some of that. So I just put them on the bottom, growing upwards into the bag. We fill it up with trees and then we water as we need to. We try to get rid of those air pockets. So though you can't see it today, in the first week of July, these twigs or trunks in this multi-trunk bonsai is part of the Red Twigged Dogwood tree. And in the early spring after the winter, and I believe in the fall too when it starts to get cold, these become very, very red. It's very, very cool. And now they've gotten a little bit more of that brown color. I've pruned this one once this year already, and right in this area right here. You see there's where it splits off into two, and then I cut off that center one. So there's a good example of 1 to 2, and then this 1 to 2, there and there. And I never know which way this is going to be at the front someday. It's kind of a cool look right there, but when you pull back out, it's a little bit more sloppy. This is the current front, the way I've been looking at it this summer. It's kind of hollow in the middle. It kind of curves back and comes back this way. But then if you go this way, this is also a possible front someday because I like the curve of this main trunk right here. So I could cut all the other trunks off and make it a solo, nice curved bonsai. But for right now, it's a multi-trunk. We're just going to clean it up. You see, you got this, growth right there. Some low growth right here. Do I want to keep that? So let me put the camera back on the tripod and we'll look at it together real quick. So all of the trees in my collection are definitely in the developmental stage. They need a lot of growing to do. I'm not so worried about a lot of high-end ramification right now, but I've always got to think about what's going to happen down the road. And if I cut this now here and I get 2 branches, am I cutting it too soon so I get too long and leggy growth here? Do I let this keep going higher? The more foliage on your tree, the thicker your trunks are going to get. I know for sure, right here, growth down here. I don't want another multi-trunk. I've already got 4 trunks on this one. One splits into 2. This guy right here splits into 2. So it's basically a 4-trunk multi-trunk. So another question for now or down the road is, what do I do with this guy right here? Now it's down low. It's not in the way right now. And if this is the front of the tree, this grows right at you, so we wouldn't want that down the road. But this kind of grows right at us too. But that's just on this long leggy trunk here. So this hasn't back butted anywhere back here. So if I cut this one here, maybe I'll force a little back butting. But I like to see my trunks, for the first third of the tree here. I want to see that. And so I got one little leaf in here I can just take off. Not to worry there. Got a little itty bitty growth right here. Taking that one off. And again, this is the main thickest trunk right here. That's the prettiest one. It's got a lot of nice shape. And were I ever to change this into a double trunk, triple trunk, or just a solo trunk, I could do that if I decide to do that. Just remember with your bonsais at home, you do whatever looks good to you. There's a lot of thoughts out there with the bonsai world. You do what aesthetically looks good to you and still keeping up with some of the basics of bonsai, and you'll be fine. So I can cut some shorter. This is late enough in the summer where all of these leaves have mostly hardened off. If I just cut this one right here, let's go a little shorter there. Cut this one down just one level there, it's a little shorter here. This one right here I cut and it split into 2 really nicely right there. I'm just going to leave it there for the moment. This one is a little bit long out here, so I'll just cut it right there. This branch right here is directly opposite of this branch. See the Y there? And it can give you that bulge. You get a bulge right here down the road. We're going to have reverse taper. I don't want this guy in here anymore. I'm going to take my concave cutter here and I'm just going to get rid of that guy. So now this is so much cleaner right here. There's not two twigs coming out right here to make a bulge down the road. You can see through the tree a little bit more from this angle, which you never know, could be up front someday. With this guy here though, who knows? Pow! Jump cut. My camera ran out of battery, so sorry for that. But I don't think I did a whole lot after the battery died. I did my trimming just a little bit. I have all this low stuff that, you know, I want to see up higher someday. I'm just gonna wait. Just gonna wait on all that. I'm not gonna do any more. So all I have to say is that's all for this time. We'll catch you on the next one with Dave's Bonsai. I'm Dave White. Hey everyone, welcome to Dave's Bonsai. On today's show, just a quick little peek at my white paper birch bonsai forest. I think I have a few pictures to show you of what it used to look like. I'll show you that now. So it was big. 10, 15 gallon nursery pot and 6 feet from the ground up, 6 feet tall. Got this nice plastic training pot. Might be a little deep, but I've never done a birch tree yet. So this is an experiment. I've done a little bit of reading on the birch tree and they seem to report rapid growth. You can do a lot of practice with the branches and such. Now, I do sense a lot of brittle branches compared to some, especially compared to a juniper or any pine. So for a deciduous tree, you know, it's pretty stiff, and you might not be able to do as much bending if the branches are getting thicker. But I got a branch back here that's half the size of a pencil, and I could probably do anything I want with this branch, I suppose. This main trunk, awfully thick, not going to do a whole lot of movement. So there's my chop. I chopped that off this spring. I chopped this one off right there. Back one right here. And the far back one right up there. So from the camera's angle right now, just this first year's growth has hidden all my chops. And I will bring them even further down. And the birch tree is probably a couple years, I'm assuming. Don't know how soon they turn white papery birch, but you get little hints of the white color on the trunk a little bit now. And it's growing with fantastic progress. I got this guy in the middle. Was just much thinner when this spring started. It is thickened up before my very eyes as it's grown this year. And I've already chopped it off right here. Right there, to make this the new leader. Or potentially this one if I wire it up. But I've tried to keep it back behind. The front isn't fantastic on this forest yet. I might have to tweak it a little bit, but it fit into this pot. Just wanted to make sure I kept this alive again in the development stage. The front isn't the most important thing in the world quite yet. So there's a few leaves in here that have yellowed. I've just taken them off. But all in all, been a very healthy tree, and I have a little mini forest going on here. So we're not going to do anything with it today. I just wanted to show you what a birch bonsai forest might look like, and it's awfully big. It's the center of my bonsai bench over here that I'll give you a snapshot of. And I can't wait to see the yellow leaves in the fall, and eventually in the next year or two, I hope this birch starts getting white. We'll go against the greens and the yellows and the reds in the fall, and the tamarack greens and gold when they start to lose their needles. So there you have it, white paper birch. We'll catch you on the next one. Hey everyone, welcome to Dave's Bonsai. In the sense that I have a branch that splits into two shoots in here, so I'm probably going to cut this thing off right about here this fall. I've taken my knob cutter and I've gotten rid of some of that. So I just put them on the bottom, growing upwards into the bag. We fill up with trees and then we water as we need to. We try to get rid of those air pockets.